As it is, there must just be a light of hope for Edberg.
Certainly the vast majority of this crowd will try and lift Stefan if they possibly can.
Do something instead of...
Yes, he's not getting on his bicycle to the net quite as early as he did. It's because the confidence has dropped.
That would have been an extraordinary shot if he'd made it, but it's a very comfortable service game for boetsch. Love game.
Yes, I think just the second love game of the match for boetsch, and I think the game in which finally he's playing Edberg at Edberg's terms. That's really what Edberg has done throughout his career against boetsch.
New balls. Painful for him, and I suspect painful for you to observe at home. So many unforced errors now.
Well, you can all try your telepathy. See if you can do what Uri Geller does for spoons.
Nine double faults. Missed it.
A miss just caused not only by Edberg keeping at him, but by boetsch just switching suddenly from a backhand to a forehand, not quite covering the forehand enough. Gosh, it's a shot he'd love to have again.
Point for the double break, and a point one suspects for almost inevitable defeat for Edberg. Well, what a time to produce your first ace.
Well, the telepathy's working.
managed not to foul the net. That must have been his biggest concern.
Yes, it's a ploy often used by players, this, what Edberg was doing here, both playfully but also practically.
Second break point. Oh, unlucky. He would have come up with his second ace. No doubt it was a net cord.
Yes, he had him.
Well, ironic that a mishit return should surely finally seal the fate of Stefan Edberg at the Lipton Championships. (5-2) now, and 2 breaks of serve to boetsch. So this is the second of the Mercedes Super 9 events. The next one will be Monte Carlo, and then Hamburg and Rome, all 3 on European clay. Then after the French Open and Wimbledon, we are back in the United States, Cincinnati, and the hard court season will continue in Toronto. And then after the US Open, we're back to Europe for the indoor season and Stuttgart and Bercy. Then we'll be back in the United States now, because the World Doubles will be Hartford, Connecticut, and then back to Germany for Hanover and the ATP World Singles Championship.
Incredible that the camera should be on boetsch. Because, all right, he ought to be through with his shower and press conference by now. A loser.
Yes, absolutely. Here he is, though, serving for a place in the quarterfinals.
15.
7 aces to 1, 4 double faults to 9. Only Edberg could have been hitting shots like that in the key part of the second set.
Yes, it was really the serve that undid him more than anything.
Well, Edberg determined to throw caution to the wind, but boetsch now, of course, full of confidence and matching the improved standard of Edberg's forehand.
Yes, and I think it's nice, at least for this crowd, to see the better side of boetsch, because initially he really was a pale shadow of himself.
Right now, Stefan Edberg is a pale shadow of the great champion he's been, and Arno boetsch is going to make it 1-10, 2 match points. Stefan Edberg's singles career at the Lipton Championships is over. And those of you who are fans of Arno boetsch, forgive me if I say that although he's a good player, he didn't win this match. Edberg lost it, and that leaves me feeling very sad. I really thought at the end of the first set, particularly when he went 2-love up in the second, that he'd make it to the quarters, that if he was going to bow out at that stage, he'd bow out on the big court against a big player, but it wasn't to be. boetsch wins 3-6, 6-4, and 6-2 in an hour and 49 minutes.
Yes, it doesn't make for particularly good reading there. The double faults really were what undid Edberg. He served just shattered.
Now we will have the highlights of today's play for you at 2 o'clock. That's 1 o'clock in the UK tomorrow afternoon as we watch Stefan make a final farewell. And we'll have live action, the first of the quarterfinals, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock UK time, 7 Central European time. Eurosport News is next, and then John Parrott and Ronnie O'Sullivan in the European Snooker League. Enjoy that from Fru Macmillan and myself, David Mercer. Feeling a little sad, I must confess. Good night.